Governor Adeleke's victory is victory for Davido, is victory for Osun people, is victory for Nigeria, and it is victory for Peter Obi. What do I mean? First of all, the victory of Governor Adeleke in Osun State humbled many people. It demystified many people. First of all, it demystified Tinubu. Yes. Somebody was asking me, how did it demystify Tinubu? Have I not heard that Action Jackson, as Governor Adeleke now, has called or congratulated or thanked Tinubu for the victory, for not interfering? What do you expect him to say now? What do you want Governor Adeleke to say? Those are just political speeches. You and I know that Tinubu interfered. Or did he not? Do you think Tinubu really sat back and you didn't see those police people? The plan failed. So that Adeleke is coming out to thank Tinubu, what does that mean? Does it mean that Tinubu did not try or the APC did not try? You didn't see the governors that they rolled out? You didn't see the blatant interferences? You didn't see? First of all, EFCC froze the account and then Tinubu came and said, unfreeze it. All this was not gimmick now. See the tension that was there in the state. And then they brought police and soldiers and everything. But all of those plans failed. Kudos to Davido. I must give him that credit. The fact that he took the advice that we gave, I give him credit. Do you know that at some point he now said, he gave out a number, a WhatsApp number, where people should send polling unit results from the polling unit directly to. And of course, I must use this opportunity to thank all of the volunteers for Vote Watch. You guys did a fantastic job. We may not be able to pay you today, but eventually you will be paid, because your sacrifice will not go in vain. It will not go in vain. Now, APC was humbled with all the governors that they brought. The likes of them Okpebolo, Bokpolobo, the likes of them Ododo, all of them came. But guess what? They were all put to shame. They didn't even only come on their own, they came with their thugs. They were sharing money. They were sharing rice. But at the end of the day, all of those things didn't matter. Why? Because the people, Governor Adeleke realized and recognized very quickly that the people is what matters ultimately. The people. I wish other politicians will learn. The people. The people. Somebody is saying, oh, INEC, congratulations to INEC. INEC did well. There was no way INEC could rig that election. Many of you don't know what went on behind the scenes. We lock INEC like this. You do the right thing or you do nothing. The volunteers that were feeding information to Vote Watch, forget, the results were already out. INEC knew it. Many Nigerians did not know, but INEC knew. The results were out right from the polling unit. So there was nothing INEC could do. Yeah, you guys can go on and say congratulations to INEC. But now we hold them. And it's important that I mention this, because if we don't realize this fact, then we might gawk it in 2027, which is what they always try to do. We hold them, we lock INEC. APC failed with all the attempts, their money, their governor, their federal might, brought in security agencies, four policemen to one polling unit. 4. That's 16,000 first for polling unit. Not now talk the ones you put in different places. Or you now talk about civil defense. You're talking about upwards of 25 to 30,000 security forces for the election, manning everywhere, making sure. And look, they could have also done their own, and this is worthy of note. See what was reported to have done in Modakeke, when they said police came to tear gas people and take ballot papers away. The people stood. Congratulations to you if you are an Osun indigene. Congratulations to you. You guys stood. And again, I want to thank all the volunteers for Vote Watch. You guys stood. We were getting reports of what was going on the ground. It's not like this people did not try. So you can say Adeleke is thanking Tinubu all you want. You can say, oh, INEC did well. We know. Say, now the people. Do you know how many solutions, alternative solutions? There was ballotwatchng.com, ballot watch. Yeah. When they saw that there was no way to go, they were forced to do the right thing. Did you know that INEC had 2 result sites? They had the INEC results Nigeria.ng and they had the CVR.INECNigeria.org, and both of them were reporting at different rates. I told you there was a buffer server, but this time around the buffer server could not buffer anything. That's what happens when the people realize the power that they have. Congratulations to Nigerians, volunteers for the Vote Watch program. Thank you, Ballot Watch NG, for the amazing job that you did, and several others. In fact, we'll do a video dedicated to all of the organizations that use their own money to run election monitoring solution. All of you are the real FVPs. So it is your work that made it impossible for INEC to do anything, or for anybody within INEC to engage in any manipulation. Kudos to you. And thank you, Davido, for providing the opportunity for that to be done. APC was humbled. Tinubu was humbled. Who else was humbled? Atiku. Atiku was humbled. Remember, before the election, we told him, we told Peter Obi, we told everybody, Sowore, and we said, the Osun election, everybody should rally behind Governor Adeleke. Not because you like him, not because he has done wonderfully. He has not done badly though. Could he have done better? Of course, sure. But it's not because he has done well that we made that suggestion. We knew very well that the playbook, the narrative that the APC were building with all the various off-cycle elections, if they had their way with Osun, forget 2027 election. And that was why we said everybody should rally around. Guess what? Atiku, did he rally around Adeleke? Of course not. And you would think he would. You would think that a Rauf Aregbesola would, knowing what APC and Tinubu can do when it comes to election. But they didn't. In fact, Atiku was on air saying that all the best people, all the most intelligent people are in ADC. How far Atiku, our market? Now only 17,000 good people or intelligent people, neither in Nigeria, because that's the votes that you were able to gather. A very far distant third. I hope this will be a lesson for you, O Atiku, that the advice, rally behind one candidate, is a very good advice, and it's an advice that you should take. Who else did the Osun election humble? Tell me who else you think. There's one more that I need to, in fact 2 more, that the Osun election humbled. The next one is Sowore. You know, Sowore does very good when it comes to activism. We must give him his flowers when it comes to that. But somehow Sowore has failed to understand one very important truth. And that is, At the end of the day, the decision is that of the people. You can't blame them for it. Even when people choose to sell their votes, you might not see that it's because of the weaponized poverty. But if you have not found yourself in a position whereby you cannot afford one meal a day, please don't criticize people who sell their votes. I will advise that they don't sell their votes. But when you don't day, one full day, no food to eat, you will understand why it is that somebody will sell their votes. At the end of the day, when people make the decisions they make, it is their decision. So people have queued behind Peter Obi. It is their decision. Does that mean that Sowore is not good? No. No. It's just that at the end of the day, people cannot queue behind everybody. But one thing that Sowore does, and you people should advise him, it's bad. Rather than focus on selling himself, he's looking for a way to pull down the next good person. Pull down Peter Obi. I can understand your criticism of Tinubu, but wetin come concern Peter Obi for the matter? Because people love Peter Obi, you want to put him down. Do you think, Sowore, that putting down Peter Obi will automatically make the people love you? No. Sell yourself. Stop putting down Peter Obi. And I gave you this advice. And I think it's a good advice. Queue behind Adeleke in Osun. But rather than do that, what did he do? He went and started insulting Governor Adeleke. And of course, Davido in his usual style. Just one word, R&D. There are things you don't say as an elderly person. When you say them, you open yourself to unnecessary attack. There are times when you need to say some things, but there are times when you just need to just let go. You opened up yourself for Davido to be calling you R&D. At the end of the day now, you put 0.1% of the votes in Osun State. Normally, in the United States of America, where you are based, you will know that you don't have the numbers. You would normally just voluntarily drop out of the race. That's what they do now. Is that not what they do in America? Is it not? But you see, agidi. We know that you are doing a lot of human rights activism, helping people whose rights are violated. And we cannot take that away from you. But as far as the elections are concerned, you don't have the numbers. And rather than tear down innocent Peter Obi, rather than tear him down, you should be supporting him. You should be supporting him. You failed to heed our advice for Osun election. Now you have been humbled. Another person that was humbled in the Osun election was Very Dark Man. How many of you remember when Very Dark Man came out and said that Davido offered him 50 million for him to support Adeleke, but that he turned it down? That is normal arrogance. And the way he said it, like, he was certain that APC was going to rig out Adeleke. So it was kind of gloating. VDM was gloating over Davido. But you see, the tables turned and Davido actually won. That victory, forget the way Davido fought for it. In fact, it can't be like saying that Davido even they run for governor. Davido fought for that victory more than even Adeleke. And at the end of the day, you can say it's an Accord Party victory. You can say it's an Adeleke victory. But for me, it is a Davido victory. That election outcome, Davido used it to humble Very Dark Man. And it's a lesson for Very Dark Man. You cannot be on the fence. If you really want solution in this country, queue behind somebody. It's not enough to just come out and be shouting, oh, Tinubu is a wicked man. Tinubu is a wicked man. Tinubu is a wicked man. What is your alternative? What is your alternative? You had an opportunity to queue behind an alternative in Osun State. Even when your friend called you and even offered you money. It is something that you should have done for free for Davido self. But then he even offered you money according to what we heard that you said. And then you said you rejected it. And then tables turned. And here we are today. Say, listen, you cannot be on defense. You have to queue behind a solution. And by the way, Davido, that 50 million, send them to us. All the volunteers for Vote Watch, all the people that stood to guard results at the polling unit, the people that made sure Ballot Watch NG, Vote Watch, IRAD, they don't already get money from European Union, so they don't need them. But you see, these people, they did the work on their own, selflessly, because we thought that we called for people to adopt it, politicians to adopt the solution. In the Ekiti election, they didn't. And so this time, we just said, okay, let's just make individual sacrifice and use it as a pilot to test run it. And it worked really well. So that 50 million way you want give the, VDM, bring her, come, make we share and give all those volunteers. So VDM is another person that was humbled. Humbled. Who again? Oh. Okay. But then thank God that there's hope for 2027. Victory for the people. That's what that election is. And that's why I am excited about it. 2027, one thing is now clear. All the monies that the APC and the Tinubu supporters, City Boy movement, renewed hope, neighbor to neighbor, be taught to door, all those monies that you have kept to buy rice, to be sharing, to buy all those things, better use it to do good now before the election. Because from what we can see in the Osun election, rice and vote buying, not the rain again. With what the people have stood to do, not the ring. On a final note, Vote Watch really worked. We'll take our time to break down how Vote Watch actually stopped INEC and prevented manipulation of results. Many of you don't know, so you may not appreciate the power of Vote Watch working in combination with the power of the people. But we'll talk about that subsequently.